Hello, everybody. It is Alisha Brasher here at Cosmic Gateway, and I am so excited to bring you a beautiful soul sister from all the way across the other side of the globe here with me to do our energy update and intuitive guidance videos for this fortnight. Jo, thank you.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Absolute pleasure.
I paused in that because as I was introing you, I just had this moment of like, wow, this has almost been in the making for 12 months. Because I remember when we connected and we clicked and I was like, wow, we should do videos together.
Yeah, I kind of took my time doing a lot of stuff in the background, you know, not ready to put it all out there. And yeah, I guess the energies decided that it was time.
And here we are. So
Here we are.
Jo, I can't speak highly enough of this lady. She is just a phenomenal human being and someone who I bounce off very regularly, daily, in fact. I mean, I'll go into it later, but I will, you know, if you kind of connect with her throughout this video, I will put the contact details of how you can contact her and reach out to her and follow her page and book sessions and all that jazz, but I won't go into that yet. We made it to August.
I barely dragging. It feels like, you know, when you see the end of the movie and the bad person's all kind of broken and they're just dragging themselves back. It feels really like, you know, we're just trying to claw our way into August.
Totally. Actually, I brought that up because probably for the last fortnight, I was getting this reference point of like, we're at the final scene of the movie, basically. It's like the final battle. It's like, yep. and I keep getting that analogy in terms of so many different aspects and what's happening on the planet. You know, for a lot of people on the sacred partnership, twin flame journey, you know, I can see that's happening for a fair few. When you look at what's happening on the global scale, I mean, so much is happening on the global scale with like the arrests and I won't even, like, it's like we're at this final phase. You know, I want to call it a phase because let's face it, like we're constantly going into different phases and, you know, we try not to get too carried away, but it's been intense. It's been crazy. August just feels like, oh, I can take a breath, but as soon as I take a breath, I need to dive back right under again.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially for light workers at the moment and people that are assisting other people, it kind of feels like August is like this respite, boom, what knocked out sleep, but we need to get up and then it's knockout sleep. And that's how August feels, that it's just going to be very, whoo. I mean, I think in June, when you and I were saying, oh my goodness, this is crazy, I can't wait for July. And then July came and the world has gone slightly batshit crazy right now. I think there's a lot of people that are just really up against it. Really up against it, and whether they're consciously aware that there's things going on that are supporting these changes and there's things that are pushing people out of things that aren't in alignment with them anymore, or the people that are consciously aware, it doesn't matter where, it kind of feels like it doesn't matter where you are on that scale, it's hard. And so many people are dealing with hard things coming up in their lives, but on top of that, all the physical symptoms from these huge energy waves that are hitting is just, whew. So I'm looking forward to the respite, even if it's little.
You know what, I laugh and I say, you know what, I'll take 20 minutes. I'll take 20 minutes if it means I'm going to have a good rest and I can reboot and keep going, because I mean there is a lot going on in our worlds. I mean, we've got the Light Workers Call to Duty program, which is starting in, you know, a week, a little, just over a week.
Just over, yeah.
And so, you know, we're firing on all cylinders. Got all that going on. The program itself is relatively full. I think I can say that with certainty, but I haven't looked. Obviously, if you are interested, especially if you live in Australia or relative time zones, or if you live in the UK and relative time zones, so European time zones, then if you feel that real strong call and push that you need to jump on your mission, and August is like calling you, and you've got nowhere else to go except follow that calling, and you want support and you want to hang out with Joe and I for 8 weeks, by all means, I'll put the details in the description box below, but I think we're full. But, you know, if you have inquiries, bring it, because we've had such an overwhelming response, which is beautiful. And thank you to everyone, because it wouldn't be possible without you. But if you are interested, I think we're probably going to have a September program. So I will put that up, and obviously any inquiries, or, you know, you can contact me about that. So yay.
And can I just add that for working on the first Lightworkers and seeing the phenomenal group of people that came through that program, and knowing that that's going to continue and bring such togetherness and love and clarity and forward direction and momentum, and it is just honestly something that just, I feel so privileged to be able to work with people that come on these groups, because they give their all, and it's such a wonderful process to be a part of. So yeah.
And thank you for doing this, you know, this with me. And I had this little download in the shower, as I do, snippet one. And I think the important thing is, like, and obviously I got called to do these programs in the beginning of the year, and it was a massive, like, you've got to do this and you've got to do it now. And I'm always a little bit forward thinking. It's kind of just how I'm made up. And, you know, when we look at the changes that are happening on the planet on an individual level, and what people are going through, relationship breakups, loss of job, financial struggles, you know, hitting that point, awakening, being confused, dealing with physical, you know, everything that comes with it. And everyone who's watching full well knows it is a time that the people who, you know, we've been through so many different layers of, like, waking up, remembering who we are, tapping into our gifts and abilities. It is now time. Sorry, I'm getting really, like, it's time. Sorry. I get really passionate. I'm very passionate about this.
And rightly so, because for me, I was kind of pondering this last night after our conversation. And I mean, in terms of tarot, you know, the tower moments have happened for so many people. But it just feels like at the moment, there's such a huge array of complex human emotion, physical situations, you know. The twin dynamics are, Dave just wants to say hello. The twin dynamics are kind of all shifting. I have to mention the masculine right now, because in the last, probably, I can't, you know me, in times I'm awful. Sometime in the last maybe 6 weeks ish, the masculine ego template has just been blown open, and so it's everybody. I feel like everybody's really feeling like they're in a pressure cooker, and if people feel that they can give, if they've got empathy, if they've got compassion, if they've got gifts, if they've got, you know, if they can heal, if they can do those things, but they don't know how to put themselves out there, then please get in contact, because that's what the planet needs right now. It massively needs for us to rebalance these huge waves of confusion, I think, that a lot of people are going through right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it's, for me, it's always about the bigger picture. It always has been. And it's like, there are so many of us who came here with specific missions, and honestly, walking the path that I have, I think it is the hardest thing to step into for so many reasons, you know, like, because that's not how we're conditioned. You know, we're conditioned in the complete opposite way. So it's so much more than starting a business. It's reprogramming your belief structures about everything, and how energetics work, and how you connect with the people that you meant to. You know, I'm going to shut up because I will.
And then obviously there's the entire set of self boundaries that we come across. You know, it's a standard joke, isn't it, that we didn't read the contract. The amount of times I've sat there, you know, I say this all the time. It's not okay. This part here, where I've done that bit, but this part, this is not okay. You know, and it's like you just kind of get to that point where you say, "Shut up, Joe. You're just going to have to do it anyway." You know, just take your orders and get on with it, because it's happening whether you resist it or not. So just
totally. Well put, well said. But going back to, just because I want to skip over this because we've got other things to talk about, but the little download that I came across this morning, and I thought, oh, I never thought about it like that. And, you know, most people don't know this about me, but I have a background in sales and marketing from way back when. I don't even know who that person was, and I thought to myself, you know what, like, obviously that was that later foundation, no doubt, but it was like, was it even harder for me because of my training and that sort of 3D matrix of this is how you sell, and this is how you run a business, and this is how you know, market, sort of thing? Because I can honestly say that all those principles and everything that I learned from that life, you know, past life, I don't apply them to Cosmic Gateway or anything. You know, it's such a different learning. It's such a different way of operating. It's a new paradigm of business. That's what it is. It's authenticity. It's truth. It's honesty. It's raw. It's real. It's so many wonderful things. So anyway, I do get very passionate. That'll be enough about that. I do get very passionate about that because it's just so nice to offer a platform and get people out there doing what they're meant to do in a nutshell. So let's just recap. I remember going into July and reading an astrology report, and then I called you and I went, oh, mama, oh.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually really pleased you brought that up, because I think sometimes when you're in a position whereby you've done a lot of clearing and you've done a lot of work, and you know, when the different higher energies are coming in, especially if you're energy sensitive, you can kind of feel them and get a little bit excited and think, yay. But actually, for people that are new on the journey, you know, they've still got a lot to clear through. There is no one is better than the other, but they've still got, you know, a lot more gunk to go through. I think it's so important that we remember that some of these phases can last like 3-4 months, and that's okay. They're not doing anything wrong. They're exactly where they need to be, because just because someone over here might be going, oh my God, this is amazing, and someone down there is going, oh, there is no... everything is assisting as it's supposed to be for each individual. So I'm so pleased you brought that up, because I can sometimes get excited when I can feel real high octane energy, and I have to check myself and go, okay, yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's such a good point, because more so, and I know I say this and sometimes I sound like a broken record, but literally the people that are waking up at the moment is beyond anything I've ever seen. Like, it is exciting. It is so exciting when you look at it from the bigger picture. But you've got to have compassion for those people, because you've got to put yourself back however many years and look at your own process and go, oh,
yeah. And I mean, that's how often has that been my word? Not even a word. ugh. You know, I think back to the beginning, and it's murky, it's hard, you know. There's times you just want to opt out. It's too much, you can't do it, it's all too heavy. But actually, if there's one thing that I can say that's been helpful above everything, in addition to healing and working with people, has been finding those people that understand, being able to communicate with people that have been in the same situation and that have gone through that path. Because otherwise you can just kind of get stuck in this thing of feeling and trying to shift, and if everybody else around you is the same as what you're shifting from, there's no forward momentum, and it can become really, really difficult. So
Totally. And I don't often do this, but I was guided to do this before we hit the record button. Often when I'm taking out the oracle cards, before, as I'm setting up to do these videos, I often glance at the bottom, the card on the bottom of the decks, plural, because as you guys know, I mix it up. And I thought, yeah, okay, that's pretty indicative of what's going on right now. So I thought I would, yeah, you okay? Hi, Dave. I thought I would just kind of go, I don't often do this like as a general thing, but Dan, I just thought it was so interesting. We've got the Three of Air, great sadness, take time to heal, need to forgive yourself and others. And then the Revelation card. So this kind of feels like current energy for some, or collective energy, I guess. Just that sadness coming up, reflection time, you know, healing, forgiveness. And then we've got the Revelation card. And the Revelation card talks about like a time frame of like anywhere up to 3 months of just having great epiphanies and revelations, as the title states, of seeing things from a different perspective. And once that different perspective is gained, or consciousness is gained, things really start to shift. And then the third card is blessed change. Major life change brings blessings. And I just thought, you know, that just kind of sums up the collective vibe, you know, moving out of what July's energies have been and moving into August. So really nailed it in a way.
Hang on in there. Just keep your faith in yourself above everything else, because I mean, I'm not very good at remembering a lot of stuff, but I know planetary, galactically, I know the Schumann kicked off again the other day. There's portals going, you know, the Lionsgate portal. There's been Mercury's now shifting again, and then we've got all of these other things. And you just think, there's kind of a part of me, the maternal part of me, that's like, oh, can we just give people a break? just give them a little bit of a break. And it's just been coming in so thick and fast. But yeah, I think it's going to shift.
Yeah, it is. And I just kind of laugh because we didn't have any significant Schumann activity for probably a fortnight. I don't know exactly, but about a fortnight. And I just thinking, how in sync is everything? Because we had, I think, 6 planets in retrograde. We had 2 eclipses. We've had 2 new moons. This is just in July, people. We're currently in a big solar storm right now. We almost didn't record this because I just wanted to flake out on the couch all day. I've been so knackered. And then now as soon as we kind of came through that, Schumann's just gone, oh.
Oh, hello. Let me just shift some of this now.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I think a lot of the people who be watching this and follow Cosmic Gateway, there's been acclimatizing with the Schumann. You know, I know for me, I don't have the like outburst of emotion or the pressure cooker when I actually feel good and elevated when the Schumann spikes, or I want to fall asleep straight away. But it's like we have acclimatized to that frequency and we're anchoring and holding. It's quite phenomenal, that shift of what it was like 2 years ago when the Schumann was spiking. There has been a real shift in, I think that goes to show a testament to how we're holding frequencies, you know, and how the planet is. So, you know, well done, light crew.
We're doing so from the big down the rabbit hole perspective. It's paying off. We are
totally
doing some great work.
Now you brought up Lionsgate. So Lionsgate is, I haven't really, in all honesty, felt so supercharged about a Lionsgate in a couple of years. I'll be honest. I remember 2 years ago having the first time, I think, after clearing a massive amount of gunk in my own process, it was the Lionsgate that was a massive upward shift. I literally went floaty and blissed out for days. I don't know if it's going to have the same effect this year, but a lot of the information that's been coming through sessions for me is how much of a heart activation this Lionsgate portal is.
Yep.
And so I kind of get the sense that depending on where people are at, you know, in their own process, and as you said so beautifully before, everyone is exactly where they need to be. I think it could be a very elevated process for some, and it could be a very painful one for others. As we know, you know, the heart is the gateway to, you know, accessing that higher energy. And if it's blocked, you know, we've got to push through some stuff to allow things to flow. Have you been getting any kind of feeling or vibe around?
Well, yeah, so from my personal experience, we always have conversations, but we'd had a conversation. I was starting to get heart chakra expansion, physical symptoms, but I was also getting it tying in with the sacral and the solar plexus, with the masculine feminine alignment, and I could feel this really physically uncomfortable pulling almost, and to me it felt that it was really about balancing the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, so that we could really truly engage the heart chakra to its fullest capacity, because there was an expansion going on. Then obviously I had a few days where I felt, I don't really do anxious, but I felt this kind of anxiety. I was a bit grumpy and I knew something was going to be coming up, and I had a session, and it came back that I needed to rewalk stuff that I've healed from so many different human conditional layers, but actually I needed to return to the pure basis of love within that point. And my human went, hell no, that's too painful, I'm not going to go there. But actually I tongue-tied, it very quickly felt like this was all connected with these big heart shifts and this balancing out, because actually love as a pure base emotion is probably one of the most beautiful things that we can take. And I'm feeling very privileged to have kind of come back to that point now where I can do that. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Because so much happens, I totally forgot that you had that experience. I think really important to share, because that was a big process that you went through, you know, physically and emotionally, and reevaluating and going back over old stuff, as we so often do.
Nobody's immune from this shit.
Yeah, no. So, and myself included, I mean, as you can see, I'm not in my usual environment. I've had to have some time away to get out of my usual environment to I got called, I got tapped on the shoulder, and you got to go. So I'm going and doing some, I don't even know what yet. Some preparation for Lionsgate is all I've been told. So, great. So with that in mind, because so many sessions have come up, and me being shown the importance of the heart and connecting and reactivating to the next level, the heart chakra, and especially with a lot of divine partnership sessions that I've been doing, a lot of similar information has been coming through, which then prompted me to run an activation like I used to do. So I will be holding an activation with my beautiful team, and I'll go into that. We've got a couple of announcements on 8/8. So if you are on the divine partnership journey, on the ascension journey, really have a call to join in that activation. I will also put the details in the description box below, and feel free to come in and purchase your tickets and join us for that. I'm really feeling very excited about the energy that's ramping up to do that. And often I get messages and I go, oh, do I have to? But this one was so clear. It was like, you must do this, Rora. I don't argue anymore. I'm like, okay, higher self, consider it done. So just I have to do what I have to do. I've been told. What can I say?
I know, and we can stamp our feet and go no, but it's kind of like listening to Mum. You're gonna have to do it anyway, so you may as well just do it.
And once again, as I broke down my resistance, and often I do when I get told to do things like that. I don't like being told. But, when I thought about and thought about the effects of how it would help the planet and how it would help this anchoring in this new 5D relationship template, and how it would assist those that participate and possibly even those who don't participate, I got excited because, it's all about the big picture. But if you would like to join in, we'd love to have you there. So in other news, we are launching, very, very excited, we are launching the Twin Flame Ascension Network group on Facebook, which is a free group to come in. I guess Joe's a part of it. I've got an amazing team connected with me that are part of it, and I'm so excited to bring this to you. And I think, once again, this was something that I was told. And I was like, oh, but here we go. And I'm certainly excited about this, because I think that there is so much changing, and has been for a while, within the community. And it's really about honouring the individual's journey and helping people understand their own individual journey, and however that looks, and understanding that, yes, they are very similar, but they are different, and we shouldn't be placing them in boxes. So, yeah, what can I say? A phenomenal group of healers and practitioners, and just amazing souls who will be joining me on the what we call the T-Fan. And absolutely love you to come in and be a part of that beautiful sacred space that we're creating in this conscious community, because it's really time that we pull together and help and support each other, and find each other and connect around the globe, and and really making sure that people find the right support and be understood. Because I know that that's the number one thing that I get, and I'm sure you get this too, Joe, is that most clients that come to me, I hear the most common thing I hear is, I can't talk to anyone about this.
Yep. And I think, the thing within the building of the group is, as you've already mentioned, the people that are in there that as healers and things like that are so varied. It's not a one size fits all. There is the level of gifts that are coming through within that group is just beautiful. The love energy within that group is so all-encompassing and beautiful. And I think for anybody that's found themselves on a twin flame journey, that goes in thinking, oh my gosh, it's just going to be lots of hearts and bubbles. And they may well have already hit that point where they go, oh, okay, you're not alone. Yeah. You are literally not alone, and nobody needs to, and nobody should feel alone when they're going through those kind of transitions. And I think that group is going to give people that space to, as you said, be heard, be understood, and actually heal and grow. And that's just beautiful. Yeah, actually.
And you hit on a really important point, is that the admins for that have such a varied journey themselves. And I think that's the great thing, is that we're all coming in from different experiences, so that we can, not to say that we'll be, covering all experience possible, because let's face it, it is such a vast, but it just, it's great to have diversity, I feel. So, so that's that. I think that's all the announcements. I can't think of anything else. There was, I don't know, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm being told. I'm just trying to think of all the different things. Obviously, I've been getting some amazing stuff in coming through in my sessions about hitting, a really important threshold energetically for the planet. And I've been seeing that in various ways for different situations. But one that keeps coming out, and maybe you and I will do a conversation, because I've realised we haven't had a cosmic conversation yet. So we can do a more elaborate one. But the new souls coming into the planet has been one of the most repeated themes that have been coming. These new souls that want to incarnate, a lot of them connected to twin, bringing them through these higher vibrational souls. Obviously, it's a big part of my own journey, but it's a big part of my work, and I'm starting to see that happen, which is, I just want to, it's just unfounded in the sense that the way that I see it, and I have always seen it, is if these high vibrational souls are preparing to come in, what does that speak about where the energy and the planet is at in its process? It's just phenomenal. It really, really is. So, okay.
We see. I'm just smiling and not saying too much, because I know that if we start to get into this conversation, we're going to look and we're going to go, oh, we've been talking for an hour.
I know, it just happened. Trying to keep these concise, but anyway, let's get into it. I am still doing sessions. If you're interested in doing individual sessions, Jo does amazing sessions. She does, guidance, counselling, BQH, which is Beyond Quantum Healing. Amazing work. So if you feel that you do need extra support and you want to connect with us, I will put the details in the description box below, and you can connect with us there. If not, let's crack on, shall we, into the intuitive guidance cards for this fortnight. So this will be for the first half of August. So this will be card A, or reading A, that one there. And then we've got B, card B. And lucky last, we have C, that one there. So thank you all so much for watching, joining us. Thank you for what you're doing on the planet, really, and sending you so much love, and we will connect with you soon. All right. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.